This is coming to you from John Wayne's 26 Bar Ranch in Eager, Arizona.
Howdy, partners. Welcome to another edition of Chili Bill's Kitchen. Coming to you from the ranch today. Well, we're going to be doing up something, we're going to take you down south of the border again. I know that we take you down there quite a bit, but you know, that's why it's called Chili Bill's Kitchen. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you down there and we're going to try to show you how to use some of these chilies that you see here on the cutting board. As you can see, there's all kinds of sizes, colors, shapes, and all of these will not be used today in what we're going to cook up. But I'm going to do a little bit of explanation for you on all of these chilies, how to use them, how to know the difference in the hotness, and so forth, because some people really get in trouble when they're using these. We're going to take a little break here and go sell some goods. We'll be back in just about a minute. Don't go away. Oh, here I was just trying to show Kenny how we use this molcajete. We're going to be using it a little bit later today.
A mocha what?
Molcajete. Molcajete. It's a grinding stone.
Does that mean something?
Yeah, it means mortar and pestle.
Motor?
Mortar.
Oh, mortar.
And pestle. You know, like you get in the when you go to the drugstore, you know, they mix up your drugs and so forth.
Well, you see them drugstores, like pills.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. Well, this we'll be using this a little bit later and mixing up some of our things that we're going to make today. Today, our guest is Kenny KANNADA. He's a country and western singer, great friend of mine. We like to go out and stay in the hills for a while on horseback. And Kenny, he's done some cooking himself, and he's trying to get down here and see old Chili Bill in action, and we're going to put him to work today, helping us do this dish that we're going to do today. We're going to cook burros.
Burros.
Chile colorados.
You know, we're missing one out the ranch, a burro.
No, I didn't take your burro. I didn't take your burro. This today we're going to use beef. But you know, in the old days, that is said, that's how they got the name for it. I think they may have used a few burros in those days. What we're going to do is we'll give them a little explanation of some of the chilies here first, and then we'll go back and start cooking the chili burros. Okay.
Burros.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you've got a whole bunch of chili peppers and different things here that I want to show the people out there, because sometimes they get in trouble using these chilies. We have here, this is the Anaheim chili. This is the common Anaheim chili. This
comes from Anaheim, California, right?
Originally, they came from, of course, New Mexico, but they were taken to Anaheim, California, because they had such great weather there.
Oh, is that right?
And that for this type of chili.
Oh.
Originally, they were out of New Mexico. Very mild.
Yeah.
This is the same chili that is right back here that is the dried red ones. These are when they're green. That's when they're dried. We're going to be using some of that today in the burros. This one is what is called a habanero. Now that one is a hot one. This comes from the Yucatan Peninsula.
Got a lot of bite.
Down in Mexico.
I got a brother-in-law down in Texas that enjoy that thing.
Yeah, he'd probably eat them. Those Texans can eat anything.
Oh, imagine.
Now that's probably the hottest one in North America. There is one hotter that comes from Africa. It's called the black mamba, just like the snake.
And it sounds like a snake.
Yeah, it's a wicked. This has much better flavor, but it's tremendously hot. These are the blonde chili, or habanero, and this is the blonde chili. It's a mild chili, and they use it a lot in salsas. You know, they chop up the salsa, and and you'll see these little pieces of chili floating around in it. They're not extremely hot. These are hot. These are the jalapeno chili, and they are hot. There's no doubt about it. Some people know how to eat them, and those are the ones that you get, in the pickled jars, and the guys sit around the campfire and just punch a few of those down.
They're not hot.
Well, these are hot.
Oh,
they'll take the enamel off your teeth if you don't look out there. This, of course, is the red bell pepper, and we use this a lot in the just for good color. Although it has great flavor though. But it's the same as this one. There's no difference in taste.
Yeah.
They belong to exactly the same family. One's red and one's green.
There's no difference in them.
No.
One's not hotter than the other. Just
No. And then, of course, we're going to be using today. We're going to make a little guacamole later on. We're going to use the good old avocado, and of course the old standby, the tomato.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What we'll do is we'll get going here, and I'm going to need the meat.
The meat.
It should be in the refrigerator there. If you'll get me the meat there, I'll get a little edge on this knife. Always want to work with a sharp knife when you're cutting meat. Now, Kenny, I'm going to let you move this stuff for me, and then I'll explain this to the people, what we're going to be doing here.
I just noticed you got instead of an ice box. I thought.
Oh, yeah,
you're getting modern.
Old Chili Bill's getting modern, getting away from the ice box. Yeah, you're right. You'll notice that it's not too new though. That one back there. We don't want to get this ranch too modern,
That's for
Let's put that over there, and we're going to be using these now pretty soon. Now, what we have here. I have 2 pounds of round steak. This round steak is a plain old round steak, boned round steak, but I have run it through the tenderizer. This way we won't have to cook it quite as long.
Really?
Yeah. Now this is ground chuck. There's 2 pounds of ground chuck. Now what I'm going to have to do with this is I've got to do a little bit of cutting here first on the meat, and then we will start browning the meat. I'm going to let you take that there. Let me get this lid here. I think we've got this fire kind of hot here, and I'll need a little oil. I need about, there we go. I'll need about, 2 tablespoons of oil. Like that.
You sure that's 2?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that was a perfect measure. Didn't you see that?
Yeah.
That was perfect measure in that. Now let me get this old chili pot coated on the bottom. There we go. Got it. All right. Now what we're going to do is I'll go ahead and put in some of the meat and get it going. This is the ground chuck. 2 pounds of ground chuck. 2 pounds of round steak.
Right.
Got it?
Now this is in your cookbook.
Oh yeah. We're going to be cooking out of the old If You Like It Hot cookbook. It's been, I did that probably 15 years ago. I'm going to go ahead and put this in first, and then I'll cut up the round steak for you while this is going. Maybe you can even give it a stir,
Right.
and keep it from. Now what we want to do is have the hunks of meat. And we want to have the meat flavor. Now, of course, the meat flavor is going to come more from this than it is the hunks of meat, because you're going to have more of the juices of the meat that are going to be coming out of the ground beef. And don't use junk stuff.
No.
Try to use some halfway decent meat. Now, let's see. Keep this from burning and sticking on us. There we go. And I think I better turn it down, huh? I'll turn it down just a hair in here. I'll get to cutting this meat now. And here we go. What we're going to do is I'm going to trim this meat. That's for our puppy dogs there.
There you go.
And we're going to get rid of a little bit of the fat. We don't want to keep too much of the cholesterol, la panza.
La panza?
La panza, the belly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this into strips. Just like that. And we're going to turn it around like this. And we're going to cut it into about 1-inch cubes. Nice bite-sized cube.
Right.
This is more like, maybe a stew type size, not chili. Chili's a little bit smaller cut. So what we're going to do is I'll cut this into about 1-inch cubes like this. That's one of them. Let me get the fat off of this one. And then we go right down, start right here, and come right down. You've got to have a sharp knife, remember. Everybody says, well, a sharp knife will cut you. Well,
did you ever lose the finger yet?
No, but I've come close.
Come close.
I've come close.
I can imagine.
But a dull knife is the one that you slip with. And that one is the one that really gets you into trouble because you're hacking away and sawing away. A sharp knife gets your job done. Of course, you want to keep your knife away from your fingers and move them out like this. Now, we're going to be kind of pushed for time today because we've got a lot to do. But the meat is just about done here. I think what we'll do is, that's a little fat there.
A little one.
Let's just Get rid of that over there, Kenny.
Yeah,
there we
that's a
go.
good deal.
All right, now what we're going to do...
All right.
Whoops, here, I got a little piece left here. Let me get that one. There we go. And down we go like that. Now, my scraper. There's a scraper. Let's put that into the pot here. This chili pot's been all over the world cooking chili. Yeah, that's the one that I cook my competition chili in. Been in all over the world one time or another. Black iron. Black iron. Doesn't stick very much. You know, if you got a little bit of oil in it, it doesn't stick much.
Those things are good to cook in because of the flavor they put out.
Yeah, that's right. You're exactly right. Now, we're going to need a little bit more oil. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook up some vegetables. Now, a lot of the Mexican people don't like to put any type of vegetables in their types of chilies.
Right.
But I learned this from a lady down 100 miles south of the border, down in Sonora, Mexico, and she put it in hers. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut up some of those chilies. And some of those bell peppers. And we're going to cut those up. And let me have, I had one that I already worked on there. Let me have that one there. There we go. There we go. All right. And we'll be cutting up some vegetables, and we're going to brown these vegetables. All right. And let me get rid of that heart out of that one there.
All righty.
We're going to be browning up these vegetables, and I need an onion. We got an onion there, too.
Got one right here.
Okay.
All right.
And we're going to take a little break here. Time for the sponsor again. All right. And I'm going to cut up a little bit of this red chili. And we're going to be back in just, a minute or so. Right. And we'll get on with cutting the vegetables, get ready to go on the red chili burros. Don't go away.
When they rode into town, folks tried to gun them down, but the gunfighters always were prepared. They survived by their speed. Killing first became the creed, but the gunfighters' code was holsters.
Howdy, partners. This is your old friend Chili Bill with my good buddies here, Juan Baracho and George Gabby Hayes Jr., who just took those falls for you a minute ago, telling you that no Hollywood magic is in this. Western know-how that makes Chili Bill's chili, the authentic, bring you back to life bowl of red made with lean beef and my own championship chili blend. A real palate pleaser. Why don't you give it a try? Well, let's see, I guess I better eat. Oh, there's only one bowl here?
That's Chili Bill's Championship Chili. You'll find that recipe and many more in If You Like It Hot.
Oh, here we are. We're back. I'm just still finishing up, cutting up this red bell pepper here. Yeah. And I'm going to put part of this other one in too, Kenny.
Part?
Yeah, we'll just I'll take the inside of that out like that, and then I'll just cut a little bit more of this red bell pepper up. Now what we're going to do is the vegetables, or veggies as we call them. And let's see, that should be enough of that. Let me get it cut up. Now you want to cut this up fairly small.
Easier to cook?
Yeah, it cooks faster, see. The smaller you cut anything, if you're going to cook for a long period of time, then you can leave something fairly large. Right. Now our meat over here is pretty well brown, see?
Looks good.
Yeah, we're in good shape there. And this is pretty good here now. Where's my scraper? I'll get that over there. We're going to put that in there today because that meat is good and hot now. The last time we cooked this, we didn't have our meat quite hot enough. I had to put it in another pan and cook it, okay? Yeah. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to cut us up an onion. And by gosh, I'm going to be able to make it because that onion was in the freezer. You know my old trick of putting the onions in the freezer? Yeah. Well, it was in the freezer.
Well, maybe we won't be tearing so bad today.
So. Let me give it a try and see what happens to us here. And I'm just going to hunk this up. I can smell it again, though.
Oh, it's strong.
I'm going to hunk it up. I'm not going to really fine chop it. I'm just going to hunk it up and see if we can keep crying tears here.
That's it. I'm prepared.
You're prepared?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it does work. You've got to catch the onion when it's just almost frozen, and then the oils can't squirt out at you.
So what does it?
That's what happens. And it'll work. What we've done here is just kind of hunk those up, cut them up, but we don't do it real fine like we're doing for competition chili. You can get rid of that. And I'm going to get this stuff into the pot. here. I was going to use our, I was going to brown this, but we don't need to do that because we do have our meat considerably hotter today. So I can get rid of this one frying pan over here. You know what we're going to do today, Kenny?
What are we doing?
I am going to put in some other kind of vegetables.
You going to be able to eat that?
Well, we're going to try. We're going to try. We're going to put in one jalapeno and one poblano. Now the poblano, of course, is very mild. The jalapeno, of course, that one will make you...
That one will bite.
That's right.
Yeah.
You'll be born again with that one. Okay, here we go. I'm going to hack that up like this.
Now that don't put off real...
No, it isn't the same as an onion. I'm going to cut this up fairly fine here. Now, if you get one of these in your mouth, one of those pieces in your mouth, right? You're going to feel it. Now, listen, if you guys out there don't want to put the jalapeno in, don't worry about it. It won't make that much difference in the taste, but it sure does in the hotness.
And the bite.
And some of you people out there probably want to put 2 or 3 in there. Don't be afraid of doing it if you like that kind of stuff. We're going to put in one poblano because they have very good flavor. They're not real hot, but they have a very good flavor. And that means blonde.
Blonde.
Or palomino. You write a palomino.
Yeah.
So that's a poblano.
Uh-huh.
All right, we'll put that in. Now, we can start on our spices and the rest of the ingredients that we have to put in. That's all of our chopping. Now, what we have to do is to go to the spices, and we need some black pepper.
Black pepper.
There we go. Now, how much black pepper do we need? I got to look over here at my book. I don't cook this kind of stuff without going to the book because we want it to be about the same every time. We're making a double batch, so I need 2 tablespoons, not teaspoons. We don't need a biggie. We're going to go for the small one here. Then we're going to need, I'll put 2 of those in. 1, 2. Now the next thing we need is the garlic salt. And we're going to need, there it is, right there. We're going to need 2 teaspoons of that. Now, you guys out there that are watching your salt, you might want to slack off on it a little bit. I kind of do it myself. But remember, the garlic salt is better than half garlic.
Is it?
Yeah, and some of it is even 3/4 garlic.
So it's not as potent as
yeah, that's right. Now what we need now is I need the meat broth.
Meat broth.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's over there in the old chili bowl there. Now what this is just plain old meat broth. You can use chicken if you want to. Or you can cheat a little bit and just get it in a can. Down at the store, it's called either bouillon or meat broth. And it's made by several different companies. We're going to add that to it. And then, of course, some of you guys may even want to put beer in it instead. I've done that before, too.
See that? How you say that?
Cilantro. Yeah, we're going to need some cilantro pretty quick. But right now, I need my red chili sauce.
Red chili.
Right down there. Now, the red chili sauce was made, we took the red chilies back here, and we put it in the blender, a little water with it, ground it up. And we pureed it, and that's what we have right here. We have 20 ounces. 20 ounces. And this is kind of a just a very mild type of red chili sauce. This isn't a real potent one. Good flavor, though. Good flavor.
Good.
Now we need the cilantro.
Okay.
The cilantro, nope, that's not it. That's it right there. There we go. All right, I have another cilantro over there, too. That's the seeds. And this, of course, is after it's ground up. We're going to put, see, that's the seeds here, and you can get it either way. I kind of like to use the ground, but if you've got some time, you can grind it up in your molcajete if you want to. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons because we have 2 batches. Remember, we're doing a double batch. Now I'm going to need the oregano.
Oregano? Okay. What do we need?
That should be right over there in my spice. Yeah, that looks like about it right there. Now the oregano, or oregano, is a Spanish and Italian spice. They use a lot of this, in the Italian foods. We're going to put 2 of those in. 1, 2. Now we're going to need the comino.
Camino.
There it is. Comino or cumin. English pronunciation, cumin. Spanish, comino. And this one we use quite a bit more of. This is a typical Mexican spice we use 3 of those.
That puts the bite in the
That,
bite.
that puts the pungency. Has a very good smell to it. Now, I think we have everything. No, we don't need it. I need some tomato sauce. We have tomato sauce over there
You bet
someplace?
we do.
We got some tomato sauce there. I just happen to use the generic today, but use what you want to. That's some tomato sauce there. And I think we're getting close to it now. Oh, I need my thickening. I need the thickening. And there it is. And I need a cup. Give me a cup back there, Kenny. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of masa flour. Now, masa flour is a corn flour that was invented by the Indians, and they used to grind it up in their molcajetes in the old days. And what it is, a corn flour. And I'm going to make just a thickening out of this. And let's see, I think we have everything else in there. Yep, we've got everything in now except this thickening. And I'll put this in and we'll make a little thickening out of it. Hey, I understand you're doing a music video.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, we're starting on it hopefully in another week.
Well, what type of music video?
Well,
Country and Western type of thing?
It's a takeoff from our from the movie we got going, the series.
I
the
see.
Pilot of the Gunfighters.
Well, then it's the theme music.
Yeah, it's the theme, and we're going to be shooting, taking scenes from the movie part.
The movie part, and using the theme music.
And we're going to be having a lot of fun with it.
That ought to be great. And now that, of course, the theme music comes from the Gunfighters.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm involved on the Gunfighters thing. So, and that, that should make a real good music video.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I hope you have luck, because that'll mean it's luck for me too.
Yeah,
see.
you bet.
I think we've got everything in here, Kenny.
All right.
We better get back to our cooking here. Now that we've got our
Enough
free
of the
plug.
cheap plug. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Anyhow, I think we have everything in here. It looks like it. We've got to let this cook. You know, the magic of television.
Yeah.
You got to let this cook for 2 hours on a half-hour program.
Okay.
We'll be back in about 1 minute.
And
But
it'll be
be
ready.
done.
Now how about giving Kenny Canada a plug on his new song, Gray Misty Mountains.
Blue, gray, misty mountains, silhouettes the Arizona sky. I've been gone so long, and still you know I find those blue, gray, misty mountains are always on my mind. Many roads I've traveled, many times I've been alone. Sweet Arizona, you'll always be my home, where the sands of the desert are as endless as the tide, and those blue, gray, misty mountains are always on my mind. been alone. Sweet Arizona, you'll always be my home. Where the sands of the desert are as endless as the time, and the blue-gray misty mountains are always on my mind.
Well, Kenny, we've just about run out of time. So here, let me dish you up a big old bowl of this chili and see what you think. I'll have to have mine a little bit later. Here you go. Try some of this on for size. Duke said, drop on by the ranch. We'll have a bowl of chili and some barbecue. This was brought to you from John Wayne's 26 Bar Ranch in Eager, Arizona.